You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, B&B fans, you guys see that we've got Hope Logan continuing to behave very badly. And with esteemed psychiatrist Dr. Taylor Hayes headed home to LA, will she diagnose Hope with a condition and infuriate Brooke Logan? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to dive into what exact psychiatric disorder that Taylor might see in Hope. But first, please click subscribe if you're not following us. And now let's dive right in. You know, for the past, let's say, 18 months or so, B&B fans have watched Hope turn into someone we barely recognize. I saw someone on social media joking about her doing Rumspringa. If you don't know, that's the rite of passage where young adult Amish go out in the world to test and tempt themselves before deciding whether or not they're going to settle into their strict lifestyle. And I can kind of see that, you know, the changes in Hope over the past more than a year now are more than just hair, clothes, and makeup. There is something going on inside of her, and her mom, Brooke, has noticed it for quite a while, and it has worried her. Also noticing it are Steffy Forrester and a lot of others, and it could all blow up when Taylor comes back to town. We know Rebecca Budig has scenes as Taylor with Ridge, Brooke, Steffy, and yes, even Hope coming on August 20th. And I'm betting Taylor is going to have some very strong opinions about Hope when she returns. Meanwhile, we have Steffy and Finn committed and happy despite Hope actively trying to seduce and steal Finn. But I feel like Taylor is going to notice some things. She's a skilled shrink, you know? And I know a lot of fans speculated that Hope might have a brain tumor or some kind of tangible physical medical condition to explain why she's been having lusty hallucinations of various men for like a year and a half. It only really stopped when she was involved with Thomas because she was getting her fantasies fulfilled. And then she swapped the object of her obsession over to Finn. And now Hope's having those mysterious headaches, which are not migraines. I have migraines. Those aren't migraines. I don't know what's going on in her head, but they only turn up when Finn's around and can use his magic fingers on her. So it's pretty convenient. You know, Hope already made a play for Finn and got rejected. He shut her down. He loves Steffy and he's just being nice to Hope. Any rational woman would recognize that Finn has put her firmly in the friend zone. And it's more than Hope coming on to Finn, because even when he's not around, Hope's doing that same thing she did with Thomas, where she was fantasizing about touching Finn and kissing him and pulling him into her bed, just like she was doing before when she was married to Liam, when she was thinking about Thomas. Next week on B&B, this coming week, when Hope is at Eric's house, she's drinking some champagne and she's openly lusting after Finn, who meanwhile is completely focused on his wife, Steffy. Hope's going to make another move on Finn while at the party and no doubt gets rejected again. And on top of that, you know, we're seeing Hope kind of being super aggressive at work, inappropriately talking to her boss, riding Steffy, taunting her about the Logan influence. And then in a recent meeting, Hope undermined Steffy's authority and was basically, you're not the decider, you're only the co-CEO. She's still her boss. And then Hope trash talks Steffy to Carter. Basically, it seems like Hope has lost the ability to see things clearly and be rational. And now we have Taylor Hayes back in the midst of all this. And I'm certain she's going to have some things to say about how Hope treated Thomas, you know, breaking his heart and then trying to get him to dump Paris Buckingham and get back with her. Plus, there's all of Hope's attacks on Steffy and her marriage. Taylor may start out annoyed with Hope and ready to criticize her actions, and then maybe she'll see there's something more problematic going on. Of course, a lot of this is, to me, I think it's just bad writing by Brad Bell, but there could be something genuinely wrong with Hope. So will Dr. Hayes see signs of a condition called delusional disorder when observing Hope's behavior? I was looking at her symptoms symptoms and I came across this, and the primary symptom of this mental health condition is delusions. Taylor might notice this if she figures out what's been going on inside Hope's head. Taylor would obviously know that with this disorder, the patient misinterprets his experiences, they misread things with perceptions, kind of like Hope's doing right now with Finn. Hope has repeat delusions that Finn wants her, when he's made clear he does not. Hope's lonely little life has Finn feeling sorry for her, but that's it. What's interesting about delusional disorder is that the patient can function and behave normally in social situations, and they're not behaving in an unusual way. It's only what's going on in their head, and that matches what we're seeing with Hope. And Taylor would know that one type of delusion that comes with this condition is called erotomanic. The person believes that someone important is in love with them, like how Finn, who's an important doctor and important in Steffy's life, has become the object of Hope's fixation. And the patient may pursue repeated contact, as we've seen her do, or even stalk the object of their delusion, kind of like Hope's doing with Finn right now. And Taylor may recognize that this is similar to what Hope did with Thomas before they got together, only in that case, Thomas was actually in love with her, while Finn definitely is not. Another type of delusion Taylor may recognize is called persecutory delusion, and that's when the patient believes someone is after them, persecuting them, mistreating, or trying to harm them. That's a match for Hope and her recent accusations about Steffy. Hope cannot see that Steffy wanting to shut down Hope for the future is a business move, not a personal one, and I do acknowledge that Steffy is not fond of Hope, but if the line was profitable, I don't think she'd bring it up, and she didn't bring it up before when it was. But ever since Thomas left, the line has been in a downward spiral, but Hope insists Steffy's actions are personal, and she does behave like she's being persecuted. Think about her calling Steffy cruel when she was talking to Carter last week. And another symptom is the patient cannot accept that their delusions are false, like how Hope cannot grasp that Finn doesn't want her, not attracted to her, isn't going to get in bed with her. So it is plausible that Hope is struggling with something like this, because I think we can all agree it is not normal to have vivid daytime hallucinations and fantasies that are as extreme and realistic as the ones that she is having about Finn now, and that at one point she was having about Thomas. And another delusion Hope has is that Steffy doesn't deserve or appreciate Finn. That's not the reality of their marriage. Nothing going on inside Hope's head is in touch with reality, and it could be a sign of something that needs treatment. But even if Taylor recognizes a psychiatric issue and offers a diagnosis, I cannot imagine Brooke or Hope would react very well to that. I'm sure they would say Taylor was lashing out, trying to tarnish Hope's reputation. But Brooke has to realize Hope's behavior over the past year, more than a year, is highly unusual. And of course, Brooke would not like Taylor weighing in on Hope's psychological condition, but I feel like Brooke should encourage Hope to talk to a professional, not Taylor, someone else, about what is going on in her head, because no matter how often Brooke warns her or tells Hope, forget about Finn, stop what you're doing, back off, she won't. It's like she can't, like she thinks she's saving him from Steffy. And if you remember, many years ago, Hope suffered from anxiety and was even medicated for it, and then they didn't continue her prescription, and I think she was getting illegal drugs. I'm trying to remember if an illegal buyer or they got them from somebody else. Anyway, so this would not be unprecedented, and it could be a sign that Hope really needs help. Will Taylor notice that Hope is not herself and offer an unsolicited diagnosis? We'll see. Be sure to drop your comments. Come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. We are talking bold 7 days a week, and be sure and smash that subscribe button if you're not following us already.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.